Hey guys, Ben here with Amtex equipment, trying to bring you a very useful tip. This is in case if you ever run into any of your engine stud, it doesn't matter what engine, brakes, Honda, Kohler, any of these studs, if they get damaged, they get stripped, and you can't use them anymore, and you need to extract them out and put a new stud in. One of the ways that you can do it, as long as it's not broken, as long as the stud is not broken, it's still got semi type of threads on it. Normally these exhaust piping on Kohler engines, or any engine, they come with 8 millimeter nuts. So what you can do, you can put one of the nuts, kind of tie it a little bit further down, so you have enough space for another nut to go on. So you're going to take off the other nut and screw it on the stud that needs to be extracted and replaced. You notice as I'm tying it, the other nuts start turning. So what you do, first you tie them against each other real good by holding one. You tie the other nut nicely snug. You hold it right here. Find the space right there. Tie it real good, real tight. Now you come back, put one of the wrenches away. Use only one of these, which anyway the size of the wrench I'm using for Kohler is either 13 millimeter or ½ inch. So what you do, you're going to put your wrench on the inner nut, grab it, and slowly go towards releasing it. So now you'll be able to turn it, extract it out of the engine. If you want to do the matter faster, you can simply use a ½ inch or 13 millimeter socket. Now you have removed the engine exhaust stud out of the cylinder without damaging anything. Okay, this is another scenario that we're going to run into. You're going to run into a stud, engine exhaust stud that's been snapped. In other words, there is no way for you to screw another exhaust or two exhaust nuts on it against each other and try to loosen it by having pry one against the other one. So what I do normally, remember the size of the nut was 8 millimeter. It's pretty much close to a 5/16 nut. What I do, I go to a next size nut, which is a 3/8. I'll put it on there. I'll put it on the broken stud, and that way, since the nut is bigger than the diameter, the inner diameter of the nut is bigger than the outer diameter of the stud, it's going to slip over, and it's going to expose the end of the stud, which I use a welding machine, and kind of weld the end of the broken stud to the 3/8 nut that I slipped over it. So now I have a semi-looking type of bolt that I can either use a socket, a 9/16 socket, or even a 9/16 wrench to get the stud out. Just kind of show you what we've done. This is the part that goes inside of the engine head. So we had this stud kind of snapped pretty much all the way. What I did, I just placed a 3/8 nut, which is slightly larger than 8 millimeter or 5/16. That way the end of my stud was exposed to the point that I could just tack weld it. Tack weld the nut, the 3/8 nut to the stud. That's how I removed it. So we're gonna go back and put our the stud in. How we're gonna put a new stud in. So we have to apply some type of red cream, because you don't want to have it get locked into the head, and you don't want it to come loose. So I'm just gonna I'll be right back, bring in some cream, and we'll go from there. Okay. Use a type of cream that's rated for high heat. Just gonna put a touch of it here. And now, remember, this was the easiest way to remove it by using two exhausts, not to remove it. So in order to put this new stud, let's say, back in, again, you use the same two nuts of 8mm tied against each other. You insert it into the socket. You kind of make sure you're not cross-threading it. Once you figure out it's not cross-threaded, we're gonna go ahead and now tie it with a 1/2 inch. You're gonna get to the point that the stud gets bottomed out. In other words, past that point, don't try to force it to go any further, because you will strip the threads. So at that moment, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove my ratchet. I'm gonna bring my two 1/2 inch wrenches I had. Again, I'm gonna hold on and secure the inner one. I'm loosening the outer one. Nut out, and I come back and loosen the inner nut. All right, I got my new stud placed into the head of the engine without any problem. Thanks for watching. This is Ben from Amtex from Conroe, signing up.